So how's your throat center? Pretty good. So just sing sometimes in the bathroom or on the way to work, or sing and do some neck rotations. Loosen it up, keep it open, and have a light attitude. And if you can, play a little bit, sing, and dance. All of that have to do with loosening up the throat center. But in this level, in this lesson, we're going to the head center. I would also like you to know that in Kumne there is nothing wrong about the individual. There is absolutely nothing wrong about you and me and anybody else. The energy may not flow ideally through the body, and that's why the restrictions and the contractions show up, and that's why our emotions are so much in the way. But intrinsically, there's nothing wrong with us. So that's the Kumne point of view. And that's really important to know, because maybe you were brought up, as many of us were, kind of not feeling good about ourselves, or something was missing, or something was wrong, or actually people who have learned from early childhood that human being is really not capable of doing anything good. Well, that's not at all Kumne. So in Kumne, there's nothing wrong about you, but the functioning, the internal software, you might say, is not really using all the channels that are available. And here it goes too fast, or energy, or it goes too slow, or it doesn't go to whole areas. If I don't have much energy going in my left arm and my left shoulder, then it will become tight and it will become kind of, hard or dull. That has serious consequences on my mind and my heart, because my left side is not actively participating. That means I'm not very open. I can use my intuition. I can be sensitive to what is going on. I'm so busy with my right side that my whole, my wise part, my intuitive side is just not functioning. So, but remember that there's nothing wrong about you. So like people would say in the head center, oh, I can't stop my thinking, I'm a bad person, I have thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. It means that the head center is overactive, period. Why? Doesn't matter. Who knows what the reason is? Could be cultural, could be from your great-great-great-great-great-grandparents, could be because when you're in the womb this or that happened, or it could be early childhood. But most of us learn from early age on to rely on our thoughts. Like we have to have an opinion, we have to agree or disagree. So everything is kind of channeled through thoughts. So that is how we are brought up, to rely on thoughts. And there's nothing wrong with thoughts. It's just, it prevents us from feeling, it prevents us from seeing, it prevents us from hearing, it prevents us from tasting and experiencing so many other aspects of the same thing. So if we think a lot, that means we do nothing but projecting. So if I think, that means a projection is in place. I don't see you anymore, I don't see the project anymore, I don't see my work environment anymore, I just see my projection of it. And that changes too, but if we think the same thing again and again, it's like we are establishing a very firm filter on top of the experience. And of course, don't be surprised then if you have the same opinion about the people and the place you work with, because the filter is there. But it's interesting that the same people one day are very nice and the next day they're not so very nice. Why is that? Now that at least gives you hope that it is open. If you always think everything is negative and bad, then there's a heavy duty filter in front of your seeing, in front of your perception. So we're working with the head center because there's, for most of us, a lot of activity going on. So in Kumne, you look at which area is overactive and which area is dormant. So you can start working with the dormant area, that works, or you can calm down what's overactive. And for most of us, that's this area. So for most of us, it tends to become tight in the throat when there's a little bit difficulties or unexpected situations, or we were afraid something is going to happen and it is happening. That's all here. Now this is trying to control our world through our thoughts. So we think that if we figure out why something is the way it is, oh, then we're in control, then we feel happy. It's not, it doesn't work like that at all. So thoughts are perfect and wonderful, but they can't control our experience. So that's why we work with the head center. And we start to relax the head center. And in this level 2 of Kumne, we will come back to all the different centers. So now we start with it, and then later we come back to the head center, because all these centers, yeah, they have different layers that we like to bring up to our Kumne experience. But for now, we're trying to relax this area, and you watch that if you really relax this area, you will fall asleep. So many people who do Kumne, they feel kind of this feeling, and they feel like asleep, and that's because when we stop thinking, we fall asleep. That's what we do in the evening. We don't really relax until we fall asleep, we think. And actually, that only lasts a very short time, and then the dreams start to come. So in Kumne, we're trying to relax, calm down what is overactive, and that's why we begin with the head center. But I also want to tell you, it's a fascinating center in the energetic system of Kumne. So now we're focusing on being overactive. But once it is in its proper place, meaning the gut is active, the heart is active, the throat is active, then the thoughts are very, very interesting. So in Kumne, we do not try to get rid of thoughts. Absolutely not. We are not trying to empty the mind of thoughts. So many people try that in meditation, and they get frustrated because they should get rid of thoughts. It doesn't work like that. You cannot get rid of thought. The one who's trying to get rid of thought is another thought. So Kumne is a very, very nice way to speed up meditation, or to get quickly into meditation, because through the body we awaken the other centers, and that makes this one calm. When this one calms down, the tendency is to first fall asleep because we're accustomed to think. But once we have the clarity to keep it, then actually we can get very interesting thoughts. They're not thoughts, they're very, very interesting insights. And of course, eventually they may become revelations. And that's because the head center is relaxed, it's part of the whole, and thoughts have actually turned into awareness. And awareness is very vast, so revelations may come. So we're not trying to get rid of thoughts, we're trying to get into the body so that the head center relaxes, and thoughts will not become so tight and so demanding. And when a thought relaxes, it opens up, and the nature of a thought is awareness. So that's what will happen with Kumne. Good luck with this lesson.